charts. They'll be in the white with the blue trim, a lighter blue, though, in the numberings. And we are underway. Nova Southeastern winning the tip-off. And we'll start this basketball game on offense. Fuller at that left wing spot, checks it over to Riker Cicerik. Floats it in for Hunter, and Hunter is fouled. They won't count the basket.
Like the aggressiveness of Shane Hunter, though. That's your first teamer right there that you want to get close to the basket. Maybe in the NBA that would have been a counted shot.
MJ Araldi receives the inbound. He's along the baseline. He drives in, puts it up off the glass and in. MJ Araldi opens up the scoring here in this basketball game. Here's Gallert driving inside himself. Defended by Hunter really well there. Now Fuller dashing down the floor. Goes up himself and scores.
That is pure muscle from one of the best slashing, aggressive guards that this league has to offer. And Ike Fuller really is. The way he plays is an encapsulation of the way this team plays.
Here's Tre'Davious Thompson on the basketball, the 5th leading scorer in the conference at 18 points per game. He slings it back to Kapich, who is the 2nd leading scorer. Nearly lost it. Thompson 3 in the corner. Not on target by a wide margin. Now Davis checks it to Fuller. Fuller bounces inside for Hunter, and Hunter easy pickings. 6-0 early on in this affair. Not a team you want to get too far behind. Ricky Ballard to the right-hand side for Gallert. Gallert goes up, off the glass and in. First bucket of the day for the Fighting Knights. Here's Ike Fuller once again, taking it over to that right wing in front of the bench of the Fighting Knights. Now Araldi returns it right back. Here's Hunter once again. Hunter, nice feed, and Araldi finishes it off the glass.
They're taking advantage of that mismatch on the right block with Hunter, and it's opening up all sorts of things, whether it's for him, whether it's for teammates. Right now, Lynn has no answer for protecting the paint.
Thompson checks it to Ballard. Ballard back up top to McCabe. Little bounce inside. Norden Kapich on the ball now. He takes a long two, and he knocks it down. 2 points for Norden Kapich. Averages 19.7 points per game this season. Davis on the drive on the other end. Was just short there, and Kapich will take it down the floor. Feeds over to Ballard. Ballard along the baseline. Weinzer on the left-hand side, rolls it up after switching hands. It's short. Hunter floats it out to Araldi. Hunter, nice turn, and throws it down. Put it in a spin cycle, Shane Hunter. McCabe returns the pass right over to Thompson. Checks it to Ballard. Ballard back to Thompson. He's guarded by Ike Fuller. Ballard once again. Takes it to the point. Now Kapich will take the three, and it's off target. Ball tipped up and kept in play by Ryan Davis. Just the kind of stuff you expect from Ryan Davis. The point guard wearing number 1. Fuller on the other side switches a shot on the pull-up. Collision there from MJ Araldi. Pats himself saying, yeah, that's on me. First foul of the day for the Sharks. And now we get the line change for Nova Southeastern. Squadron 1B comes into the fray.
And this is what can drain any team. I don't care who you are, but especially when you've only got about 7 players in your rotation and you're now battling against 10 or 11.
Ballard crosses the 10-second line. Checks over to the right-hand side for Kapich. Kapich goes up. It's short. Rebound by Mangold. Moore over to Dooms. Flip over to Walsh. Gives it back to Dooms. Now Walsh again. Mangold dumps it for Grafals. Grafals leaves it for Dooms. Dooms stitches it inside. Couldn't connect with Mangold. A lot of quick passing on that possession. Won't result in anything for Nova Southeastern. Mike Moore jumps on that pass, though. Moore inside for Grafals. He turns, hooks it up, and it goes in. And a timeout is called. It's a 10-point lead for Nova Southeastern. 14-4 is your scoreline. Now for a couple of messages from our sponsors. Fans Academy Bus is recognized as the largest privately held transportation company in the United States and has garnered an industry-leading reputation for top quality service. Experience top-notch service and reliability as you journey with Academy Bus. Shark fans, elevate your dessert experience with Blueprint Cookies, where every bite is a taste of perfection. Visit their location at 801 South University Drive. We'll be back in a moment. Southeastern, the 1 seed, Lynn, the 4 seed. Winner moves on to play the winner of Barry and Embry-Riddle. You're listening to the voice of Mark Schoenstrom, joined by Zach Letson here. An early 10-point lead for the Fighting Knights, or excuse me, for the Sharks against the Fighting Knights. And that'll be a foul on Mike Moore, second foul on Nova Southeastern. Ballard inbounds it to Thompson, being guarded by Mike Moore. Thompson, second in the league in minutes per game at 37 minutes. McCabe feeds it inside, but Pipo Grafals got a deflection. There'll be 16 on the shot clock as they survey an inbound. Thompson will be the one to put it back into play under his own hoop as this one gets sent over to Ballard. Ballard feeds it inside, and K-Pitch gets the bucket. Excuse me, that's Gollert. He's got 4 points, Ben Gollert. Grafals. At the point. Pitches it to Dooms. Dooms back to Grafals. He's along the baseline. Retreats. Sends it to Moore. Moore, weaving through defenders, flips the shot up and scores. Wow. Some nifty footwork from Mike Moore as Gollert dishes it off. K-Pitch goes up, and he'll go to the free throw line after getting fouled.
I mean, that was a off-balance fadeaway, kind of off of one leg shot by Mike Moore, who's really made the most of his minutes. Staying aggressive on the back end of the court and forcing the Fighting Knights into trouble, and then had that impressive shot.
So Norden K-Pitch, currently in his collegiate career, has 998 points scored, now has 999. So has the opportunity here to join the 1,000 club as a sophomore, which is a pretty incredible accomplishment. And that is where he stands now. Congratulations to one Norden K-Pitch. Moore puts up the shot, and that one twirls out, and an offensive foul is called.
They're going to get mangled when it looked like he had an opening under the basket, but I think that was because the officials thought there was a little extra shoving there at the end.
So Alex Mangold with 2 fouls already in this game. Just 5 minutes from tip-off. McCabe bounces it. This is Jamison Evans, who crosses the 10-second line. Feeds it up top. Here's a McCabe triple, and it's too strong. Ball popped over to Mangold by Trey Dooms. Walsh dumps it off to Dooms. Dooms gives it back up to Mangold, guarded by K-Pitch. Trey Dooms with the basketball again. 15 on the shot clock. Dooms works his way in, hooks up the shot, off target. McCabe is able to feed Ballard. Here's Thompson. Turning inside, putting up the effort, and it won't go through for him.
What an effort there by Dooms, not giving up on the play, even when it looked like Thompson had gone by him.
Walsh driving in, overshoots it. Took some contact in the process. Now McCabe on Dooms. And they're going to call a blocking foul on Dooms. Doom's trying to draw the charge. Instead, he'll collect his first foul.
It looked like that right foot may not have been down on the court yet, Marcus. Otherwise, it was close. I mean, that is a great replay there that we got. He was in the right place, but just didn't look like his feet may have been fully planted in order to get that call.
So Brad McCabe, a 76% free throw shooter. And he knocks down the first free throw, the graduate guard from New Jersey.
Now, McCabe is someone they really need to heat up in this game. He's playing his best basketball of the entire season. 19 points in back-to-back-to-back games. This is for someone who only averages under 7 a game, but he's been shooting the lights out from 3. And Lynn, as a team, is probably going to have to sustain that kind of model to have a chance.
Yeah, I think they'd love for him to have 19 points again this evening.
Yeah.
Put them in a much better spot to compete in this affair. Araldi gets fouled by Thompson. That's his first. Friday Knights scrape this one back to a 6-point deficit after being down 10 at the timeout. Still early on in this affair. Fuller finds Araldi.
There's a mismatch here.
Turns, puts up the shot. No go. And it's a rebound by Ricky Ballard. Evans floats up the effort, and it's off the glass and in. Well placed by Jamison Evans.
That took some awareness. Davis was just about ready to take the charge, and instead he hit him with the floater.
Hunter takes a shot, and it won't go through. And the deflection, the ref says, off Araldi last.
A little bit of late contact on that mid-range jumper from Shane Hunter. And Shane's right in front of us. You can hear him talking with Kapich, talking in the direction of the official, asking where that call was, or lack thereof.
Always harder for those bigs to get fouls called in their favor.
Especially a big like Shane Hunter, who's so used to playing physical, but you're not as used to seeing him take those kind of mid-range shots, but he certainly can as a prolific scorer from really all around the court.
Evans was bumping in with Ike Fuller there.
Great play by Araldi.
Davis to Hunter. Hunter galloping inside, and he draws the foul. It'll be Brad McCabe collecting his first.
Well, Shane Hunter running downhill is one of the scariest things that you can see, especially for a Lynn team. It's a little more undersized. Finding bodies that can get in front of him is going to be a tough task to do. The Sharks scored 68 points in the paint the last time that these two teams played, and their first 8 points tonight were also in the paint, so that seems like where the Sharks should go back to.
Shane Hunter misses the first end of the 2-3 free throws and gets the second one to go. He's got 5 points. This ball stolen away. Sistrek throws it down. Springs on his boots. Riker Sistrek.
Wow.
Ballard.
Those last 20 seconds is why Ike Fuller was named today to the defensive, the SSC All-Defensive Team. That was unbelievable. Forcing the steal in the corner, almost forcing another one in this corner. I mean, the guy's just a joy to watch because of the effort that he plays with, the tenacity, especially on the defensive end.
Get exhausted watching him play. I mean,
do.
I could say that for about everybody on the Sharks roster, but McCabe takes the three, swatted out of the air. Riker Sistrek went airborne. Evans, step back two, too strong. Gallert got the offensive rebound, feeds Evans. This is Jalen Gilmore, one of the best facilitators in the conference. 7 on the shot clock. Gallert with 3 seconds. Has to put something up, he does so, and it rattles out. Fuller Has it at that left wing. Elbow jumper from the right-hand side, and he knocks it down. Ballard gets the long pass. Couple of nice steps. Tried to feed it to Gallert. And the deflections going to go off of Lynn last, so it'll be Shark basketball. They had the opportunity, I believe that was Evans who was in the corner, but he was under the impression it went off the Sharks last. But instead, it's going to be Shark basketball. Are you a Shark fan looking to purchase gear? Be sure to check out the NSC Sideline store for all of your Shark Pride needs. Visit sideline.bsnsports.com to place an order. Kovac Automotive is a family-owned and operated business taking care of Davie and Cooper City's automotive needs for 46 years. Special discounts are available for NSU faculty, staff, students, and alumni. Visit them close to campus at 2770 Davie Road, just north of Nova Drive on the right-hand side. Lynn University coming off an 81-75 win over Palm Beach Atlantic to get to this point. Nova Southeastern knocking off Eckerd 92-72 to make it to this point in the tournament. And now here they are, 21-12 your score line after 8 minutes. Do my math in my head a little bit better there. Mark Schoenster, Zach Ledson with you here on the SSC Digital Network. Grafals bouncing into Mangold. He'll pitch it to Walsh. Ryan Walsh back up top to Grafals. Grafals with a good move, and he rolls that one in. Evans hits the brakes, then passes it to Gilmore. Gilmore will wind around the outside all the way back to the jump circle where he's guarded by Mike Moore. Moore won't let him go by easily. Gilmore, bit of a loose pass. Got a foul on Nova Southeastern once again. It's going to be Trey Dooms, the second foul. So Lynn's in the bonus already with that foul, which means Tre'Davious Thompson will go to the free throw line. Just a 62% free throw shooter. Mentioned earlier, averages 18 points per game, which is 5th in the conference. Hailing from Raymond, Mississippi. Yet to put anything on the board in this game. So now get a chance to take these free throws. And that one's good.
Mark, there's been some extended conversations, and as I've come to find out, some warnings by the referees handed to both of these teams. Warnings for technical fouls. It's gotten a little verbally hostile, and so it looked like Grafals for Nova and Thompson for Lynn were both told to given a warning, I guess, or a technical foul could ensue.
Not a good omen for less than 10 minutes into this game.
Yeah.
That we're already at that point in time. Gallert hands it off to Thompson. Faced by Mangold. Thompson. Whistle blows, stopping the play in its tracks. And it's another foul on Alex Mangold. Never mind, they're going to call it on Moore.
You know, Lynn really has not been shooting the ball while they're getting in any sort of offensive flow, but what they've been doing is getting back to the free throw line. These are already free throws 7 and 8, or have the potential to be.
Gallert knocks the first one down, 71% free throw shooter. 3 Sharks with 2 fouls already. Mike Moore, Trey Dooms, and Alex Mangold all on the second rotation as well. Gallert, the German forward, knocks them both down. He's got 6 points early on in this affair. Dooms drives down that right lane, and his shot just a little short. Thompson to the corner. A Gilmore three is good. Jalen Gilmore with his first bucket. It's a 5-point ball game. Mangold leaves it out for Grafals, and we got another whistle. Gilmore hitting the trip on one end and collecting his first foul on the other end. We had a really choppy game on Tuesday, Zach. A lot of fouls in that game. Also other just stoppages to clean up the floor and anything you could think of. Dooms with a shot here, and it's good. Long range from Trey Dooms. Ballard zips this one inside for Gilmore. Nice dish, and K-Pitch can't get the bucket. Rebound by Mangold.
That was great defense by Mangold underneath. Second time that he's forced to miss.
Moore for three. And
wow.
It's an offensive foul. Mike Moore taking the charge. 98% on the other end of the floor.
Mike Moore is a joy to watch. And this guy just wears his passion on his sleeve. He has been here since 2018. He bleeds Shark basketball, and you can just tell by the effort. Getting a charge on the other side of the court, I mean, that was just remarkable.
That is Tre'Davious Thompson's second foul. And now the Sharks continue to cook. Hunter on a pivot. Jacks up the shot and scores. That was not an easy shot from Shane Hunter. Evans on the other end of the floor stops on a dime and rattles one through. Araldi over to the corner. Ryan Davis for three. Not quite on target. Here's Evans again. He'll take another jumper, and why not? They're leaving him open. He'll take advantage of that. Fuller checks it to Hunter. Hunter leaves it for Ciceric. He floats it up. Shane Hunter, that one off the glass. It's a bit too high from Riker Ciceric on the pass. Evans to Ballard. And it's a blocking foul on Ike Fuller, his first foul.
That'll be more free throws for Lynn, who's already got 7 of them tonight.
Shooting 88% so far here. They're a 73% free throw shooting team on the season. 1-1 for Ricky Ballard, who's an 80% free throw shooter. But he misses the front end. Davis. Back to Fuller. He shoots, and he scores again. It's an Ike Fuller kind of night. 8 points for him already. Ballard to Gallert. Gallert tried to weave by Hunter, but didn't have enough juice on that one. And they're going to call a blocking foul on Ricky Ballard. Over halfway down the court.
Kapich wanted a foul called on that last play, but just a little over-ambitious, trying to split 2 defenders and go right to the rim. Lynn's got to keep getting back to the free throw line, not only because, you know, it'll stop the clock and it's a free chance for points, but also because it'll slow this game down. They do not want to play at Nova Southeastern's pace at all.
And you may get the luxury of some of these players getting into foul trouble as MJ Araldi gets fouled on the shot.
I don't know how you can play tougher interior defense without committing fouls, right? I mean, Shane Hunter's doing basically whatever he wants inside. And then Araldi, that was just a physical, barreling take to the bucket.
First free throw, no good for MJ. Now he'll get his second free throw. Here's an 80% free throw shooter. Gilmore connects with Ballard, and he'll drive all the way himself, and it's a nice finish from Ricky Ballard, showing the poise midair. Fuller with a long two and just too strong. Norton K-pitch tippy-toes his way in bounds. And that's a misfired pass from Ballard. An unenforced error and a turnover gives the ball back to Nova Southeastern. As we hit the under 8 timeout, your scoreline Nova Southeastern 33, Lynn 24. We'll be back after this break. .746 to go here in the first half of action. Nova Southeastern leading 33-24 against Lynn University. Mark Schoenster, Zach Letson with you here on the SSC Digital Network. Mentioned earlier that the awards across the conference were given out earlier today. Luke Anderson from Florida Southern winning Player of the Year. Alex Steen, also from Southern, winning Defensive Player of the Year. George Kimball from Eckerd winning Freshman of the Year. And Mike Donnelly from Florida Southern winning Coach of the Year. We'll get through the first through third team next time we get a chance to. Mark Schoenster, Zach Letson with you here once again. As Shane Hunter gets that ball poked out of his hands, but he's able to get it once again. Fuller, nice dish, but then Cicerik lets it slip through. Iraldi catches it, 10 on the shot clock. Now it falls through his hands. There's butter on this basketball. What is going on? Cicerik into the hands of Iraldi. No good off the back iron. One of the silliest possessions I've seen all season.
I mean, how many times can you get to almost losing it, but not losing it? I've never seen anything like that. That had to be 5 different instances where Lynn was just about had the steal in their back pocket, and an effort play by Nova kept that alive. And even though they're just coming out of the timeout, another chance for the Fighting Knights to breathe here, maybe drop a play.
Gives us a chance to go through those awards. The first team consists of Luke Anderson from the Mocs, Shane Hunter from the Sharks, Norton K-pitch from the Fighting Knights, the Buccaneers James Montgomery and Malcolm Widlow from the Eagles of Embry-Riddle. Meanwhile, the second team is Ike Fuller, Grant Ledford, David McCullough, Alex Steen, Tre'Davious Thompson, and then the third team is Nick Anderson from Barry, George Kimball, Cannon Coster, Drew Nixon, and Matea Silveira. K-pitch. Shakes to his right. Now goes up for the bucket. No good. Put back no good. Ballard. Back up to K-pitch. He has to put an extra effort to keep this one alive. Now it's Gilmore. Winding to his left. Bounces it to Ballard. Now Ballard goes up. Can't get it to go, but the tip-in is good for K-pitch. He's got 6 points.
He's going to need to find that interior scoring. Only 2 for 6, but we know what he can do as a scorer.
Fuller being guarded by that same K-pitch. Evans doing really well there to match up with Hunter, and it's Lynn basketball. Jamison Evans just 6'3" guarding the 6'10" Shane Hunter. Just an effort play to make that sort of a toss-up, and then it goes off of Hunter last before landing on the baseline.
A mismatch in its purest form, but
don't tell Evans that.
You're right, just an effort play, exactly. Effort can go a long way. Heart over height, as they say.
Gilmore gets it popped out of his hands, and then it's a foul in the scrum to get the basketball. It'll be Pipo Grafals' first foul.
That's the double bonus now for Lynn. The officials have been They're very keen on blowing that whistle, especially on a lot of these front court presses that we know Nova likes to do. It's the identity of their whole team, Mark.
Evans with 7 points already, averages 11 points per game from Rutland, Vermont. Walsh takes it to the point. Now it's Mangold, right wing. Nice pass inside for Walsh, and he's fouled on the way up. It should be the first on Jamison Evans, and it will be. So Ryan Walsh will make his way to the free throw line. It's been a 6-0 run for the Fighting Knights. Ryan Walsh can put an end to that one. His first bucket, or point of the evening. Second free throw is up and good for Walsh. 7-point lead for Nova Southeastern. Timeout called by Jamison Evans. With that in mind, we'll step aside for a moment. When we come back, 6:15 to go in the first half of action here between the Sharks and the Knights.
There are those that live up to the standard. And there are those that create it. Some have an idea. And there are those with a vision.
Kona Embry-Riddle leading Barry University 23-14, halfway through the first half of that game. Still a lot of basketball to go, but the winner of that game plays the winner of this one, which makes it pretty important.
And could we get a rematch of last year's SSC championship? Very much possible and looking like it.
Embry-Riddle and Nova Southeastern love playing in finals in recent years. Trey Toombs, once again, showing his dynamic nature. Not only keeping that ball in play, but then the behind-the-back distribution. Now here are the Knights. And that one takes a couple of hops from the shot from Gilmore. It's no good. And a foul is called on Gilmore now. That's a third foul on Jalen Gilmore.
Coach Crutchfield talking with Grafals that Sharks have done so well at forcing turnovers, but Lynn has matched them in some senses doing that. They were able to get the ball right back.
Alex Mangold to the free throw line he goes, shooting 79% on the year. Misses that one. And a foul's called, I believe, on Kapich. No, it's a lane violation. So Mangold gets another attempt at it.
That's a big call. 1-and-1 front end of it. That was about to be the end of that.
After the game on Tuesday, Alex Mangold actually has edged out Ryan Walsh with the best three-point shooting percentage on the team. Now, granted, he's attempted half as many three-pointers as Ryan Walsh has, but still, 54%, and he still shoots at a decent clip. Pretty good number to be standing at if you're one Alex Mangold.
I just think it's remarkable to have a bench unit that's got two guys shooting over 50% from three.
Evans. Nice feed to Gallard, and it's an and one. And it's going to be a third foul on Alex Mangold.
I give the Fighting Knights credit. They found ways to break through the press. That's an excellent drive to the rim. He took some contact towards the face.
Ben Gallard averages 11.5 per game, has 8 now from Nuremberg, Germany. Had 8 points and 10 rebounds in the win against Palm Beach Atlantic on Tuesday. So 9 points for Gallard. 6-point ball game. Moore hands it off to Grafals. Now Walsh takes a three, and it's no good. Dooms is the one who comes down with it. And now Dooms with the adjustment shot scores. That ball, a hazardous pass, but it works out for Lynn. Now McCabe in the corner for three. Too weak, excuse me. And then Gallert gets the putback. 11 points for him.
His fourth rebound as well, coming in an opportune time. And Lynn has been slightly, but they have been winning the battle on the boards. It's those second chance points that are so important.
It's a foul on Brad McCabe, his second. Currently outscoring Nova 62 in the second chance category, as you mentioned. Grafals missing the first free throw, but now both teams into the double bonus. Still got 5 more minutes in this game. Looks like we're heading straight to where we were on Tuesday, which is both teams having to manage players with loads of fouls already on their number. Evans. Oh, plucked away. Here's Dooms. A galloping step. It's knocked out of his hands. It's another foul on Brad McCabe.
Mark, I got to be honest. I don't know how Trey Dooms wasn't on the SSC all-defensive team. I mean, look at those instincts. Jumping towards the ball like he's a defensive back in football. I mean, that was special. And then, you know, once he gets it downhill, he's going to be aggressive towards the rim.
It's 2 steals already for Dooms in this game. He, on Sunday, set his career best at 5 steals, and then had 6 steals on Tuesday against Eckerd. So he is in a thieving mood as of late.
He also had 24 when these two teams played last back on January 31st.
Got 5 points in this game after missing that free throw. Evans crosses the 10-second line, gives it away. Gallert blocked by Dooms. He continues to make plays. Walsh cuts inside, hops, swatted away by Ballard. You always admire the bravery of a 6-foot even Ryan Walsh driving inside the paint. Sometimes, unfortunately, that can be the result of said decision.
For all of the fouls that have been called in these first 15 minutes, there were just a couple of aggressive takes on both ends of the court where the official really swallowed his whistle both times, could have called some.
Araldi couldn't stretch it far enough to reverse it. Evans goes all the way himself, and it's an offensive foul. And who else on the end of it but Ryan Davis drawing the charge. That's Evans' second foul. And he's set. Ryan Davis loves to plant himself in front of moments like that.
So well at doing so many of the things that might not necessarily show up on the stat sheet.
Araldi to Davis. They'll try to get a bucket that will show up on the stat sheet here, though. Now bounced out to Fuller. 10 on the shot clock. Pulls up and scores again. Ike Fuller has been clean from the field today. 5 of 6. Bouncing inside is Gallert on the finish. 13 points in the first half for Gallert. Fuller on the other end. Still going with it, and he's fouled. He does a little slide and spin along the baseline. And we have hit the under 4 timeout, which means we're going to step aside when we come back. Potentially the last 3:49 of this first half of action here between the Sharks and the Knights, the Fighting Knights.
You can get an MBA, or you can learn to master more than business. You can become a teacher, or an inspiration to future generations. And you can study medicine, or you can prepare to revolutionize it. With programs that offer a fast track to graduation, vast industry and alumni connections, and affordable tuition, NSU Sharks will always have the edge. Nova Southeastern University. Prepare to dominate.
8-point ball game. Under 4 minutes to go in the first half here between Nova Southeastern and Lynn University. Mark Schoenster, Zach Letson with you here on the SSC Digital Network. Got some free throws incoming as Ike Fuller, who has had an efficient first half, 10 points on 5 of 6 from shooting. Can add 2 assists to that tally. An 84% free throw shooter on the year. He's part of the second team in the conference and also one of 2 members on the all-defensive team with Shane Hunter. We were talking on the other end of the break about Trey Dooms not being included on that list. We were saying during the break, it's kind of hard to include 3 players on one all-defensive team. But, I mean, you look at what the Sharks team does and the kind of numbers that these guys are coming up with. It's unfortunate that someone gets left out.
Of the numbers and just the playing style and culture of this team. It's like one in all. They all kind of wear it on their sleeve, and they're all going to be a nightmare to deal with.
K-Pitch shoots. That one twirls out. Falls into the hands of Araldi. 10-point lead for the Sharks. Davis will take the 3, and he's got the triple. It's clean from Ryan Davis. Noah Cadden in the game now for Lynn University. Ballard. And it's another charge. Ryan Davis scoring on one end, drawing charges on the other.
Well, he's putting his stamp all over this game these last couple minutes. 2 charges, a 3. And the Sharks have been hunting, waiting, positioning to get those all night, and now they finally have gotten a couple.
Couple of settling moments from the officiating crew here as Riker Sisrick gets cleaned up.
Yeah, it looked like he may have collided there with Davis, but these Sharks will definitely put bodies on the floor, no doubt about that.
So Dooms plugs into squad 1A in the meantime. Hunter to Fuller, feeds Dooms. Dooms waits, can't get the finish. Did so well there patiently, but couldn't wrap things up there.
A pretty rare sight. That is one that you usually will not see and miss.
Thompson across that 10-second line. Being guarded by Dooms. Thompson pushes it forward before going left. Nowhere to go with it. K-Pitch with 15 on the shot clock. Hands it off. Cadden over to K-Pitch. He takes the 3, and it's no good. Just a little weak. Davis now on the other end. Bounces out to Araldi. Now Hunter feeds Dooms. Dooms out to Fuller. Fuller back up top to Araldi. 15 on the shot clock. Gets the screen. Still going. Now on his pivot. Gives it out to Davis. 10 on the shot clock. Fuller takes the 3, and he's got the 3. Ike Fuller's scorching night continues. And it's a turnover. Davis to Dooms. How about the combination there from Nova Southeastern? Davis to Fuller to Dooms. Bucket.
Lynn has been in this game all first half, but in the blink of an eye, it can get away from you when you're playing the Sharks.
A 10-0 run in just over 2 minutes of action. What we call in the business the black hole.
It happens without you even really noticing almost. It's just so quick and so deadly.
Noah Cadden, that's his first point of the season, knocking down that free throw. Worth noting, he went to Cypress Bay High School. He was 4-year teammates with Max Gordon. I believe I mentioned that back in February, but worth reiterating here. Oh my goodness. Another foul on Jamison Evans. Oh, excuse me, that's Norton K-Pitch. First foul on K-Pitch. And Shane Hunter goes to the free throw line. Hunter switches it through. He's got 8 points in the first half of action. It happened in the blink of an eye. And
oh, that was a late call against Araldi.
Araldi going for the swat. And he's going to collect his second foul. Just over 90 seconds to go in the first half. Nova Southeastern suddenly with a very comfortable lead. They're currently leading by 16 points. Ben Gallert, first free throw is good. He's had himself a half, 14 points. Can make it 15 if he knocks this one down. Transfer from Limestone. Both are good in this instance. Fuller. Nice pass inside, and Dooms. Easy work for him.
Well, Ike is putting on a passing clinic right now in addition to his 15 points. That's his fourth assist, second no look.
Thompson, guarded by Davis. Thompson pulls up and scores. Just 3 points for Thompson now. Fuller to Dooms. Sitting in the left wing. He'll shoot and he'll score. Trey Dooms also having himself a night. He's into double figures with 11. Thompson with a hop step. His shot disrupted, but still goes through. I think Shane Hunter even got a little bit of that one. Araldi along the baseline, shoots and scores. Trading buckets right now. The Sharks with 60 points in one half of action. Just been an offensive explosion on their front. Shooting 62% from the field.
Just video game numbers.
Thompson crosses the 10-second line. 18 seconds to go in the half. Shot clock turned off. They'll be able to hold this one out. They'll be looking to make this a 15-point game. Thompson shoots, and he switches it through. Late game activation from Thompson, and that is how the half will conclude. The Sharks leading by 15 over the Fighting Knights of Lynn. We're going to go to a break. When we come back.
MJ had the first 2 buckets of tonight's game. I thought we were about to see part 2.
Inbounding in, receiving it is Tredavis Thompson. Checks it over to Gallert. Turns it to Thompson, who has it at that left wing. Bounces it in. K-Pitch up top. Gallert, who had a great first half, feeds K-Pitch, who shoots, and that one looked like it was disrupted by Hunter. Fuller on the other end has Hunter going, and Shane Hunter loses the basketball. Gives it away to Davis, and he's fouled. He got hit on the head.
It looked like Gallert was trailing there, trying to get a block from behind. And instead, he just got him right across the top of his face.
Well, I think he hit the ball first, but then the follow-through got a handful of face on Ryan Davis. That'll be Gallert's second foul.
I think that's a great explanation, Mark. I think that's what differentiates that from potentially entering into flagrant territory, as the officials discussed it there for a moment.
Davis. No good on the first free throw. And it'll be Davis on the second attempt here on the free throw line. 64% shooter on the year at the charity stripe. He now has 4 points. McCabe bounces it into Thompson. Walks down the floor, hooks it over to Ballard. He's guarded by Araldi. Now it's Thompson. Davis is guarding him. Ballard again, 15 on the shot clock. Gallert to the point. Bouncing it inside, K-Pitch. Pivoting, blocked by Hunter. And the ball squeaks out. And then it deflects away. Gallard trying to collect it, and he can't do so. Trying to scramble for that ball.
It is every man for themselves when they come running towards this table. Josh Raphael over to our left, the great communications man here at Nova. He was ducking for protection there.
He's a bit fidgety when the guys get too close. Cicerik for three, and it's good. Banging a triple is Riker Cicerik.
Sharks haven't taken that many threes tonight, but they've hit them when they have. 4 for 7.
Thompson. 15 on the shot clock. Floats it up for K-Pitch, and Cicerik came swatting in. Cicerik bounces it to his left. And it's Fuller once again, missing that shot. Cicerik with the board, and Cicerik will go to the free throw line. And that's going to be another one on Gallard. So he has 3 now.
He becomes the 4th different fighting night with 3 fouls. Now, what a stat that is with 18 minutes left, especially when you're talking about this is not a deep team. This is not a team that's going to put out 11 guys like the Sharks will.
Riker Cicerik at the free throw line, knocks the first one down. Yeah, they've only played 8 players today, and the Sharks, of course, have their 2 full units. Ballard will inbound it. Thompson gets it, and he travels, turning the ball right back to the Sharks.
Ryan Davis, I mean, he just keeps making those kind of plays. The plays that just make players so uncomfortable.
Hunter goes up for the shot, couldn't get the glass to bounce the way he'd like it to. Thompson on the other end of the floor, puts it up for K-Pitch, and will return it right back. 20 seconds on the shot clock now. K-Pitch loses the basketball. Another Shark steal. And MJ Araldi clear the way. A 2-hand slam from MJ Araldi. No one can touch him there. Thompson turns. Hop shot, and it's good. Swishing through for Tre'Davious Thompson. He has 9 points. Got hot late in the first half, and Fuller can't get it to go. Looks like he's lost a little bit of his steam from shooting, but a floating pass that was a bit behind gives the ball back to Nova Southeastern. It's a 20-point lead for the Sharks.
Now, Lynn is working so hard just to try to get stops. I mean, that's such a tough thing to do against this aggressive Nova team that's shooting over 55%. But then once they get those stops, they're giving it right back. It's the second time by the baseline here in the last minute or so.
Platoon 1B in the game for Nova Southeastern. Grafals to Dooms, rotates it to Moore. Moore working his way inside, and Moore can't get it to fall. Gallard, overhead pass, connects with McCabe, and McCabe, that's a tough and 1 bucket. Brad McCabe making it happen from the right block. That'll be a 3rd on Trey Dooms. That's 2 players for Nova Southeastern with 3 fouls.
And McCabe really had a first half to forget. 0 for 4, 2 points. He can get hot in a hurry. That was a tough finish against who's a great defender in Dooms. And this is someone that Lynn really needs to get going right now.
Mentioned in the first half, has 3 straight performances with 19 points. As Moore buries a triple. He's got 8 points. Thompson slings it by Moore. Guarded by Ryan Walsh now. 20 on the shot clock. Gets some screens, now shoots, and he scores again. Thompson starting to get into a groove. Moore, he'll take another shot. A little too strong. Walsh tracks it down. Moore steps inside, now shoots from 3, and he's got another 3. Mike Moore's feeling it.
You never know whose turn it's going to be to start heating up, but never count out the veteran Mike Moore. He's always a candidate, especially if he can get what that time was a pretty uncontested look.
Nifty move there from Ballard. He scores. Couple of gliding steps from him. Moore going to make his way forward again, then dished it to the corner. No one was over there. We've got our first timeout of the second half of action. The Sharks with a 73-54 lead. And now it's time to tell you that Fresh Kitchen believes in fresh, high-quality ingredients to nourish and energize your body. Create your own custom bowls and enjoy fresh daily pressed juices, teas, and juice frescas. Fresh Kitchen is located at 2852 South University Drive. Davies Auto Spa is your spot for convenience when looking for a full-service and detailed wash. Open Monday through Sunday, your car is their passion. Visit their location at 5555 South University Drive. We're here at the Rick Case Arena. 73-54 your scoreline. The Sharks leading the Fighting Knights of Lynn in the semifinal of the Sunshine State Conference Championship. Mark Schoenster, Zach Letson along for the ride as Trey Dooms trying to win another steal. Instead knocks it out of bounds. Winner plays either Barry or Embry-Riddle. A game that is yet to start its second half of action. Barry leading 42-34, in case you missed it during the halftime break. Thompson zips that one inside. Gallard's hook's no good, and Pipo Grafals claws it into his clutches. Walsh over to Mangold. He sits in the corner, guarded by Gallard. Grafals back to Moore. Moore looking about. Low pass inside for Grafals. Couple of moves. A tough shot. Won't go through. And then it's tipped in by Grafals. Just continues to put in the effort. That ball goes out. It'll be Shark basketball. Dooms trying to keep it in play. Still forcing the turnover.
A couple of steals for Trey tonight. He could easily have a couple of more, really, with the way that he's been playing. Knocked a couple out of bounds.
Fuller checks it to Araldi. Drives along the baseline, then hooks it up, no good. Gets swatted back to him, and he's fouled. K-Pitch with his second. That's the third foul in the second half for Lynn. MJ Araldi with 9 points on the evening, can get into double figures here. Swishes that one through. Mentioned earlier, had a career-high 30 points, and then also 9 rebounds on the road against Lynn. That puts him at 11. Evans checks it over. That's Jalen Gilmore who turns it right back, but it's deflected out of bounds. They'll say off Araldi last. Gilmore crosses that 10-second line where he's met by Ike Fuller. Now it's Gallard. Pops it up, and Shane Hunter swats it away. That's a nice pass from K-Pitch. The three is just short, though, from Evans. Araldi leaves it for Cicerik. So nonchalant from MJ Araldi to hand it to his teammate. K-Pitch. Bouncing into Gilmore. Ryan Davis is right by him. Now it's Hunter guarding him. K-pitch working on Iraldi. Can't get it to go on the first effort, can't on the second. Now it's Gilmore. We'll hold things up for a moment. And he loses control of the basketball. Fuller will lay it up himself, nice and easy. 17 points on the night for Ike Fuller. And Iraldi with a couple of jabs. Now Gilmore to the corner. A K-pitch triple is short. And we got players falling to the floor. Ike Fuller sitting on the deck. He was fouled, and it'll be Nova Southeastern basketball once again. That's a fourth foul on Brad McCabe. Just under 14 minutes to go in this basketball game.
It's a 21-9 half for the Sharks right now, Mark, and just feels like really a continuation of the last few minutes of the first half, when this game really did change.
An 8-0 run over the last 90 seconds. Davis turns, steps in, can't get it to fall. Gilmore has to get that one out. Gallert, and it's stolen away. Stepped on by Shane Hunter. Now Davis for three is good. A sequence warranting a timeout, excuse me.
Just a break to allow where Shane Hunter stole that basketball for the crew here at the Rick Case Arena to wipe it down a little bit. You know the Sharks are just right back and ready, though, to get right back in the waters and try to force another steal.
84-54, a 30-point lead just like that for Nova Southeastern. And they have been tough to stop on the offensive end. And they've been forcing turnovers as usual, 19 of them on the Lynn side of things. Thompson progresses forward, and it's a foul on Ike Fuller. That'll be his third foul.
Shane Hunter with some good defense out by the logo. Not often that you're going to see the biggest guy on the court locking someone up at half court like that.
It's reminiscent of the past 2 years. You'd see the quote-unquote big RJ Sunahara would, at many points, meet the guy at the point, despite being the de facto 5 for that Sharks team. Thompson, guarded by Mangold, takes the three, and it's no good. Ball tipped around into the hands of Trey Dooms. Dooms pulls up, shoots, rattles out, no good. Gallert has it, and he travels.
I thought he had that pivot foot down. But
that is turnover number 20 on Lynn. Lynn averaged 12 turnovers per game. Of course, the Shark effect always bumps that number up, but quite a few whenever you come to the Shark Tank in particular. Mangold. To Walsh. Out to Pipo Grafals. Grafals elegantly lays it through. He's got 9 points. And the Sharks are continuing to keep their foot on the gas. Ballard loses control, and it's another Shark steal. Walsh dishes it, and Grafals, easy bucket, courtesy of Ryan Walsh.
The best offense for the Sharks is defense.
And here they come again. Grafals wide open, puts it through. It is a 17-0 run for the Sharks. And it's another steal. These are shark-infested waters, folks. And they're never not hungry, Zach.
That was flat out silly for Mike Moore. I have no idea how he kept that in. And then he got it to his team. Are you kidding me? I mean, the effort that these guys play with, this is just one of the best tickets in town that you can get is watching Nova Southeastern men's basketball. Just the entertainment levels that you get from this team, not to mention how dominant they are, Mark.
Stands are practically full, and that's for a good reason at the Rick Case Arena. They are worth the price of admission and then some. 90-54 your scoreline. When it comes to graduation, Herb Jones is a one-stop shop. With numerous options for graduation products, visit Herb Jones online at www.herbjones.com to purchase your graduation ring and diploma frames. Shark fans, secure your financial future with Northwestern Mutual, where they prioritize making sure you won't have to worry about your finances. Find them at 500 East Broward Boulevard, Suite 2000. And lastly, visit Off the Wall Social in Davie for an incredible afternoon or evening with friends and family while enjoying ping pong, billiards, axe throwing, karaoke, and their restaurant and bar. Well, if you tune in a couple of minutes before the game starts, you get to hear me wax some poetic to introduce the game. And I have to figure out a new way to describe what it's like to play at this arena each and every game. And I'm running out of adjectives, but the fact of the matter is they're all applicable because, I mean, just watch what's happened over the last 3.5 minutes. It's a 17-0 run. It can happen any moment in any game. This is a good Lynn basketball team. Mangold gets bumped out to Walsh now. Now Grafals. Still doing his work. Now puts up the shot, overcooks it. Tip drill is up in the air. And it's on the floor, being scrummed for. Dooms comes up with it. Now it's Walsh. And that's going to be a shot clock violation. Turnover back to Lynn. So much time on the floor trying to win the ball back. Gilmore to Evans. Across the 10-second line. 11 minutes to go in this game. The Sharks outscoring Lynn 30-9 in the second half. McCabe is fouled by Dooms, and he's stunned by the decision. That's his fourth foul.
Wow. Look good to me, Mark. What do I know?
The decision is Lynn basketball. Foul on Trey Dooms, and that's the way you have to operate from here forward.
Here we go, looking at the replay, and sometimes those can be difficult judgment calls, but that was awfully close.
Here's Dooms on the other end of the floor. It's him and McCabe, and he gets McCabe fouled out of the game after McCabe gave Dooms his fourth. Maybe some headhunting there from Trey Dooms, and I mean, you get one of the starting players off the court for the rest of the game.
With 10.5 minutes left, no less. I mean, they've got boatloads of guys right now that are in foul trouble, and 3 other guys that are, one away from picking up their fourth. So that's what this Shark attack does. It's turnovers and it's points off of them, but then it just creates this lethal downhill attack sort of offense. And the only way to really halt that, if you're a team like Lynn that's just undersized and can't defend as well in the paint against the Sharks, is to foul. And that's led to a lot of foul trouble up and down the board. 20 fouls committed today so far by the Fighting Knights.
Dooms has 13 points. Transferring over from Oklahoma Baptist. Was also at one point a West Virginia Mountaineer, which is my alma mater. Evans crossing the 10-second line. Hands it off to Thompson. He's guarded by Eli Allen. Getting his first minutes of the day. 15 on the shot clock. Thompson. Still working forward. Evans now takes a long three, and it's good. Good shot from Jamison Evans. He's into double figures. Allen works his way to the baseline. Out to Mangold for three. Just a little short off the nose. Evans gets it away to Gilmore. Gilmore being met by Mangold, and he lays it up and in. Mangold, with 3 fouls to his name. Not going to do anything silly there. Grafals floats it up, caught by Mangold. And Mangold swatted away. That's Austin Vick in his first few moments of this game. Just his second block of the season.
Now, this is a Lynn team that's really, about 7-8 max deep in their rotation. So what the foul trouble could mean is seeing different guys in.
Moore with the three, no good. Walsh gets the board and draws the foul. So Austin Vick getting the foul there. Ryan Walsh will go to the free throw line now. I want to paint a picture for you, Zach. Last game, Nova Southeastern won with 92 points against Eckerd.
Yeah.
And at the end of the game, Tommy Sala had the basketball and had some ravenous fans urging him to pull up a three at the buzzer to see if they could get to 95 for the buy one, get one deal at Blaze Pizza. We have 9.5 minutes to go in this game, and we are at 93 points.
It's just unbelievable. And yet, it's just really ordinary at this point. This is a team that scores over 100 points per game.
Wouldn't go through for Walsh.
Might have been the loudest groan we've heard so far tonight from the crowd.
Haven't had a lot to complain about, that's for certain.
No, we haven't. Hasn't been.
Thompson. This is Vick. Bounce it over to Evans. He pulls the three, and it's good. Fadeaway three from Jamison Evans. Walsh to Hunter. Now Cicerik in the corner. Works his way inside. Out to Hunter. Thought about the three. Now drives in, and he gets fouled in the process. I really feel like in a game like this, we may see a Shane Hunter three. It's just taken 7 all season.
I'll tell you what, it looked like from that left wing he had thought about it. At some point, why not, right? I don't know if it would be Coach Crutchfield's first choice, though, is to see him hoist up threes.
Hunter at 9 points. If he makes this free throw, he'll get 10, which will put him at 9 straight games in double figures. At 14 points, 2 blocks against Eckerd. His role really stepped up this season. Now has 463 points, which bests his 19-20 total of 169. So his role take a massive step this year and has become the primary scorer for this Sharks team. First foul on Hunter today. By the way, Sharks now hitting that Blaze Pizza bonus of 95 points. So the fans who bemoaned Tommy Sala for not committing an active unsportsmanlike three-point shooting at the end of the game can be rest assured that they get the deal today. Araldi sitting at the point. Goes left. At the block, it's blocked by K-Pitch. Araldi nearly swatting away a steal right underneath the rim. And we got a bucket for Austin Vick, who hits the brakes for just a moment. Davis. Drives in, lays it up, and is fouled. So he'll go to the free throw line. Ryan Davis not going to let up at any given moment. Intensity is the name of his game. And we've got under 8 minutes to go in this matchup between the Sharks and the Fighting Knights. Your scoreline 95-64. Quarterdeck has stayed true to their old school values while serving the South Florida region for the past 50 years. Discover the quarterdeck experience, the perfect destination to dine with friends and family and savor a mouth-watering gourmet burger prepared in over 500 variants. Visit their Davie location at 3155 South University Drive, and anyone with a Shark card will receive 10% off their final check. Experience the feeling of luxury and comfort at Sheridan Suites in Plantation, Florida. From spacious accommodations to exceptional amenities, your stay with Sheridan is promised to be an unforgettable escape in the heart of South Florida. Sharks well on their way to punching their ticket to the Sunshine State Conference Championship game on Sunday. Meanwhile, Barry University, Embry-Riddle in a neck-and-neck affair. Just over 10 minutes to go in that one. Embry-Riddle leading 56-53 in Daytona. Will we see a rematch of last year's conference championship game or a rematch of the conference championship game the year prior to that? Nova Southeastern against Embry-Riddle last year, and then, of course, Nova and Barry in 2022. First free throw, no good for Davis.
Well, no matter which team it'll be, I'm sure the environment here at Rick K. Sereno will be off the charts. But if it is Barry and it's a Dade versus Broward special, I think you might get something added really there in the works.
Always a little extra sauce when Barry University comes to play the Sharks. Tre'Davious Thompson checks it to Evans. Now it's Gilmore. He'll sling it over to the corner. Vic back to Gilmore. Takes a contested three, and it's well short. Davis to Araldi. Ryan Davis with the ball at the point. Checks over to Cicerik. Cuts in now, and Cicerik cocks it back and throws it down. He's got 10 points.
Open runway for him.
Araldi still trying to pick pockets. K-pitch, working on Hunter. Checks it over. Evans, long three, and it's good. Jamison Evans, he's starting to shoot and hit from beyond the arc. Too little, too late in this basketball game, but he's got 17 points. And K-pitch gets the steal. Little taste of Fuller's own medicine, but he can't get the finish. That's a late whistle there. Ike Fuller getting his fourth foul.
About as late as it gets.
K-pitch will go to the free throw line. Just 6 points on the day for the conference's second leading scorer. So K-pitch, a 76% free throw shooter. Entered the 1,000-point club in the first half. But it has not been his kind of night.
It really hasn't, and he really is the engine behind their offense, so you figured it was really going to have to be. Even when you're on a roll, even if you're having a first-team all-conference kind of season, there's no place like coming into here and trying to play with it.
Seven points for K-pitch. And he'll make his way to the bench. Just a sophomore K-pitch, so a lot of good college hoops ahead of him. Dooms. To Moore. Returns back to the point, 15 on the shot clock. Now it's Walsh. Guarded by Cadden. Now it's going to be a corner three for Moore, and he's got another one. Mike Moore from three today. An automatic fixture. He is 4 for 5 from beyond the arc.
3 triples in this second half. He's heating up.
And that's a buck on the board for Nova Southeastern. 101-68. Vic, pass deflected, but still reaches Catan. But then Moore, still demonstrating the effort to try to keep that one in play on the steal.
How many plays have we seen like that from Mike Moore, where he's just almost lunging out of bounds, but it's in an effort to save it?
There's a shot at the buzzer, and it's good for Thompson. Tre'Davious Thompson now with 14 points. Moore for three, and it's got it again. Mike Moore, raining threes. Thompson, pass to flex off of Trey Dooms. What a performance from Moore. 17 points for him. In comes Sala and Bryzik and Maxwell Gordon.
12 in the second half as well, Mark. I mean, it's been a remarkable second half. All of those 12 coming on three-pointers. And we got 5 minutes left in the ball game and a chance for some new faces. Haven't played yet today.
Evans, another three. Twirls out, rebound by Allen. Allen checks over to Bryzik. Gordon. He'll drive in, leaves it. Solid jumper is short. Stays Shark basketball under 5 minutes to go in this game. Losing by 30 points. Lynn, hang on tight in the first half of that game, and then there was just a moment where the switch just flipped. This is a Lynn team made a major improvement from their season last year. I think there's a lot of things for this Lynn team to be excited about next season. The likes of K-Pitch and Gilmore coming back. Gordon's free throw no good. Sala gets a foul. Katan guarded by Ryan Walsh. Now Thompson checking it to Gallert. Evans floats it in for Thompson. Thompson with a turn, he shoots. It won't count. It's a foul on Maxwell Gordon. Mentioned earlier, Noah Katan from Cypress Bay High School. Also, Maxwell Gordon, teammates for 4 years. Now on the floor against each other. Thompson with 15 points, has 19 straight games in double figures. Just 2 games all year that he's been in single digits. One of them being here at Nova Southeastern back in November where he had 7 points. He's a dude who consistently provides points for this Fighting Knights team. Walsh takes a three, and he's got a three. Ryan Walsh draining a triple. Went 0 for 3 on Tuesday, which was his worst outing from 3 all season. Missed his one other 3 today, so it's got to feel good to get back into swishing ways if you're Ryan Walsh.
Really not a lot of off nights ever from a shooting standpoint. And this is a guy who's a freshman, but north of 50% from 3. Probably the last guy you want to give a look like that for sure.
Free throw is short. Tommy Sala gets the board. Gordon puts his shot up. It's well short. On the other end, Evans will throw it down. 19 points for Jamison Evans. Had 12 in the last meeting with the Sharks. Had 9 on Tuesday. He averages 11 points per game as Allen takes the three, and Allen drains a triple. Everyone getting in on the scoring this evening in Nova Southeastern.
8 for 10 from 3 in the second half, Mark.
Thompson shot's too strong. Bryzik works his way forward, then turns and finishes. Kid Bryzik doing a dance in the paint.
Might be the most hype the bench has gotten all day. That was a pretty little spin cycle move.
Gordon trying to keep it in play after the steal, but it's fighting night basketball once again. Vic along the baseline, slings it to the corner. Gallert for three is good. Gallert has 18 points. Under 3 minutes to go, Nova Southeastern with 112 points in the conference semifinal. Sala loses his handle for a moment. Now Bryzik takes the three, and it's good off the glass. Someone call the bank. Kid Bryzik knocking down his first three of the year.
Well, when you're shooting it well, you're shooting it well. This is almost unbelievable. Just from a three-point shooting standpoint. 9 threes here in the second half.
Evans for three, and he's good. Both teams shooting very well from beyond the arc in the second half of action. And a scoreline of 115-81 with 2:16 to go. We've got our last timeout scheduled of the game. Get ready to bowl, share laughter, and celebrate strikes and spares together. Spares Bowling is a proud sponsor of NSU Athletics. Visit their location to experience a night of music and spirited competition. It is the ideal formula for an exciting evening. Spares Bowling is located at 5325 South University Drive. Since 1927, Valley Bank has been one of the most trusted banks in the industry with a history of solid financial performance. Experience personalized service and commitment to your success at Valley Bank. Find them at 301 East Las Olas Boulevard, Suite 100. Angelo's Pizza and Restaurant has 2 locations in South Florida, with one location being just 5 minutes away, located at 3325 South University Drive. Make sure to stop by Angelo's Pizza and enjoy a meal from its full menu. Well, Nova Southeastern have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 different scorers in this basketball game.
It's just remarkable when you can say that just as casually as you did, but it's that kind of team.
That kind of team, and it's been that kind of day for the Sharks. Gordon. Make that 13 different scores. Maxwell Gordon.
Sharp angle, too. I mean, that was from the baseline. Well contested. The guy's been sitting all day and hits a tough shot.
That'll be a foul on Bryzik. Reaching over the head. So we've got a timeout here. With 5 minutes to go, the lead has switched again in Daytona. Barry leads 66-62. 5 minutes to go there. If you change from this game to that one, I won't blame you. Nova Southeastern with nearly as much points as those two teams combined, just putting on a scoring clinic today at the Rick Case Arena. There'll actually be a foul on Eli Allen. It'll be his second. Yeah, so I mean, we get whatever team wins that game, you get a good story coming into the conference championship. Either it's a rematch of last year's game, or it's that South Florida clash between Barry and Nova. Either way, it's appointment television on Sunday.
Barry's a 7 seed, and they roll into Lakeland and just stun the Mocs by 18. And here they are. They've got a chance to win this one. And if they do win, remember they came in here and made it one heck of a game less than a month ago in this building.
Gallert, first free throw is good. Yeah, if you had to ask me which team I think Nova would prefer to play, I honestly think it's Embry-Riddle. Embry-Riddle's a team that's currently ranked in the regional rankings, so they're looking pretty good for their chance to make the tournament. Meanwhile, Barry University, they got nothing to lose. They're just They'd be coming in here. The expectation wouldn't be on them to win the game, so they could just let it fly. Sala to Bryzik, he's blocked. But maybe the men's team, the actual program, would have a different preference, or they're ready to play either of them.
I am sure that they will be hungry and ready for the test. There's no doubt in my mind about that. And if it's got a little rivalry added to it, that'll just make it an even more special Sunday here.
Gallard's back at the free throw line. Third foul on Eli Allen. That one no good. Shark success. It's happened this season. It's happening in this game. And it's been a hot minute since I've talked about it, but it's also happening at the D1 level. Some of the guys who played on the team last year have gone to programs in D1 and are finding lots of success as Allen gets a bucket. Evans hands it to Thompson. A big shout out to Kobe Rogers at the College of Charleston, winning their conference. Dallas Graziani with Sanford also winning their conference. So those are two tournament teams right there at the D1 level. Eli Allen putting up another shot and knocking it down. He's got 7 points. Under a minute to go. Gallert with a bucket on that end of things. Worth noting, the Sharks' high in scoring this season is 125. Coincidentally, it's against Barry University, so goes to show you how much could change in a season as Sala knocks down a three. 14 different scores in this basketball game for Nova Southeastern. Mason Schwabert working his way in, hands it off to Gallert, and Gallert gets another bucket. Well, the Sharks will walk this one out. But the statement's been made. It does not matter who comes into this house, whether they're a contender, whether they're another team in the conference. Embry-Riddle, Barry University, try us.